All right. How's that? Surely this is going to work now. Surely, because there seems to be some sort of a glitch. All right, so now you can hear me. Yes, yes, good. Okay, that evil Mirror Anthony is gone. He's gone. Okay, all right. Finally, it took only what 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Oh dear. Yeah, Manny's on his way. All right, all right. So while we're waiting for him, look what arrived. That's why yesterday I did a very um, quick short video of me unboxing it, and yet already one person has disliked that video, and I'm wondering, okay, sure, all right, whatever, But I love this book though. They've really gone above and beyond with this. I just love the artwork in here. I really, as I said in that short video, I really would like them to do maybe a coffee table book and just put all that artwork. Just fantastic. I mean, I know what I'm going to be watching during my break. I mean, whoever thought that this would even exist? This is something where we're like, nah, it ain't going to happen because, of the issues regarding the main character. I mean, fun fact: I watched Tom and Jerry when I was growing up. I had like 6 VHSs, and I watched those constantly, and I mean constantly to the point where even to this day, I even remember the little quirks of VHS. Sometimes there'll be like skips in the tape for whatever reason. There might be part of the tape that's slightly faulty, and even to this day, when I'm watching the Blu-rays, the better version of these shorts, I still think that blip is going to pop up like on the VHS. That's how much I remember it. And uh, oh, Manny has joined. His face.
Cool hat.
Cool hat, huh?
Hmm.
Yes, yes. I will mention that in just a moment because pretty soon we'll be getting things like sponsors and all kinds of good stuff in here. Pretty much will be like that Homer meme, the whole gold Homer.
Oh, I was thinking more along the lines of, but it's Anthony. It's the same old Anthony we've seen before, but he's got a new hat. So
That's yeah.
Malibu Anthony.
No, well, that's it. That's it. It'll be like this. Hold on, give me a sec. I'll put it up on the screen now. There we are. That's gonna be us right there. That's
Look
us right there.
closer, Manny. You got
Man,
a
that's
haircut.
that scene right there. I mean, just kills me every time. It's like why as soon as you win the lottery. I mean, even that. I think there was like for you guys in America, $1 billion or something. There was like a massive Powerball,
Sounds about right.
which means you get like only $5 after taxes or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
but yeah, that's gonna be us. With the hat. That's only the beginning. I will give a shout out to Unfold Collective. They sent me this hat and another hat as well, which is around here. I'll grab that. This one as well, very nice. With the
Oh,
the
is that like boba?
boba, boba, boba,
Ah.
boba, boba, boba. Yeah, they sent me those to promote. And see, unfortunately, see, I was gonna make an Instagram video, and I still will, but I actually ended up getting sick, and I even lost my voice for a little bit, and yeah, I just couldn't do it. They understood, and I was in touch with them, so I said, "Hey, look, I felt bad about it, so I'm gonna wear it for this stream as well." So there we are. So I will even put a little. QR code as well. Because yeah, I'm still learning this technology. I'm like, Mr. Burns, like pretending to be a teenager. Oh man, I'll just have a look at that ad.
I'm reading some of the comments. Sorry, folks. I live near both a mall and an airport here in northeastern New Jersey, and I was coming back tomorrow. I'm singing 4 times for Christmas Eve, twice Christmas Day. So I had to head up north to practice and then head back south, and I just got slammed.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, what is it? It snowed earlier today. It's 2 days before Christmas, and I live near a mall and an airport.
Hmm.
So, of course, everything's going to be hunky dory.
Exactly.
And I'm
I
looking
can imagine.
at the comments. Uh, hi, hi, Kathy, and hi, Jack. Um, Good to see you guys on here. It's I have the wrong caption. I wrote Manny Tenor. According to our buddy Camden Speeds, I should be Manny parentheses bald sidekick. So I like Porky is comic relief. I'm just bald sidekick. And I
Yeah,
guess you're hat guy. I don't know. Main
hat guy.
hat guy.
That's right. So and I put the um, QR code here if you want to check them out for the hat. I'm going to keep it on for the entire.
I should do that the whole time. Just point. It looks like I'm pointing to it. No, can't see my
Yeah, yeah,
finger.
no, you're doing it. There we are. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, there you go.
there
So
we
I
are.
go too much this way, and then it's just like you see my arm, and nobody wants to see my arm.
Yes, yes. But
Indeed.
indeed. So yeah, the world of animation, just physical media. I mean, obviously, I've already mentioned. So I was before you got here. I pointed this out. I actually got it before Christmas. I couldn't believe it.
About time.
Well, they said the estimated time was going to be like the 3rd of Jan, which look, I'm not surprised. I mean, this time of year,
Hmm.
um, it's things get busy. Anything that's going to be released in December is always going to be more or less delayed. But I did, yeah, managed to get through. The one that I'm still waiting on is the Criterion Collection of Eyes Wide Shut, which is definitely very different to this. I'm a
Oh, what
huge.
a segue! I mean, like, like this month, I've been spoiled with physical media because I got obviously the Tom and Jerry set. I got I think it was in November, but I was watching it this month. The Arrow video release of the Mask. Well, I mean that's animation adjacent because obviously the 1994 Mask is so heavily influenced by Warner Brothers Shorts and Tex Avery stuff at MGM, and like rewatching. I mean, I forgot how funny it is. Jim Carrey was just firing on all cylinders, and there was like little things I never picked because I haven't seen it in many years. Like I didn't realize that in his bedroom above his Stanley Ipkiss, the character he plays, that he has the two Bob Clampett collection cells of like the model sheets of Porky and Daffy on top of. I mean, I should do the same thing. I mean, I love Porky and Daffy cartoons, and obviously the clips you see of like Red Hot Riding Hood throughout the cartoon and as the Mass. Spoilers for a movie that came out 31 years ago. Like when he transforms, he's heavily influenced by, like I said, the wolf from Tex Avery shorts, and he spins like the Tasmanian devil. You see that '90s era Taz merchandise on his couch. It was cool to see that again, and other home video release, which of course I'm super excited for the long-awaited 4K release of the original three Ninja Turtles movies from the '90s,
You're a Ninja
and
Turtles fan?
I am. I mean, that's not the turtle van behind me, and
Yeah, well,
well,
is
I have to
is
redo
that
my
Venus? I see the Venus
Venus
turtle.
Samilo. Uh-oh, don't tell Peter Laird. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Is
re-
but I reckon you should do like some sort of a watch along for charity kind of thing. Try and watch all the episodes in a row, maybe. And
I started. I mean, I told you this, but I started. So, contrary to popular belief, I do have a life. I have a
I don't.
job. I
Nah.
I know it's hard to believe. As I'm looking literally like right now, I'm like I said, I'm so organized in this room. Like I'm literally looking at my. I've been collecting these Mario figures, and they look really cool. But I've actually never seen every episode. There's currently 5 animated shows and 1 live action, which the less we say, the better. And
Nah, we got to talk more about that.
yeah, let's talk about the next mutation next time. But what I've been doing is I watch like episode one of every series: 1987, Next Mutation, 2003, 2012, Rise of the TMNT, and then the new one, Tales of the TMNT, which unfortunately just got canceled. But it's so far I like it a lot. It's connected to the new film, and then I'll do all the episode twos and threes. And I've gotten to episode 7 or 8 for each shows, and it's cool. Like instead of binging one show at a time, it's like I get a flavor of the '80s show, I get a flavor of the terrible live action one. I rewatched the 2003 show that I saw in high school and college. So it's nice. It's kind of like how I've been trying to watch all the Warner Brothers shorts in order. I mean, I love it, but it just takes, again, life. I'm still in 19. I think I just got to 1941. So I've sat through every Bosco. I've sat through every Buddy Short. I've seen all the Merry Melodies and Looney Tunes in the 1930s. And, obviously I love talking about the Merry Melodies for the Manny's Music Time stuff. Seeing Bugs as a new character. It's cool, like doing it in that one. But once we get to like the late 50s and the 60s, that's when it's just going to go like, and then other things I want to finish. Like it's taking me 3 years. I still haven't finished Better Call Saul, even though I love that show.
Oh, I
But
love it
yeah,
too. Yeah, it's. I mean,
and I
I've
love Breaking
seen the.
Bad as well. One of the best
Oh, it's
shows I've ever
definitely
seen.
watch it. Definitely. There is actually, if you want to do the whole Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul thing, someone actually put like a watching order because the
Hmm.
last season of Better Call Saul
It's in the
becomes
future.
in the future. So it actually
Yeah.
tells you how to watch if you want to do it completely in order, which you don't really have to, but if you want to, you can. You can do it this way. Um, I'll answer these questions very quickly. So, what I think is the worst Warner Brothers short? There's definitely some Jack King shorts that were done. Um, there's been a few buddies that are just so terrible, but I find them laughably terrible because of how inept they are, like the Phantom Ship and all that. Like they're just yeah. It just seems to me Jack King was at that point in time was just not inspired. When he started off doing Buddy's Bearcats and all those, there were these wild angles. It actually was different. He was actually energetic. He did
Mhm.
something, but then as time went on, he just became uninspired and lazy and just wasn't that good. So, if my worst, I don't really. I mean, look, I could pick an easy one and say Tokyo Jokyo, but that one, as awful as
Going
it
to Heaven
is,
on a Mule. Another
yeah,
one.
as awful as they are, see, going to on Mule, as awful as that one is at least competently made in a sense. It just happened to be that it was accepted that minstrelsy and blackface and all that was just you know normal, quote unquote. So I have to stress the quote unquote there. And it was based off a movie which had a big sequence in Black Heaven. So, but in terms of incompetent shorts and that, yeah, the later Jack King, probably the Beans shorts, just weren't great. But um, another question here: how much do you guys know about anime? I know a fair bit. I mean, I can't say I'm an expert or anything, but I love my anime because it's funny when people say that they don't like anime and they dismiss everything outright. Well, it's really just animation in Japan. Like, I think of it like this. Okay, if you look at streaming services, right, 95, or even 98% of it is either really bad or or decent, but you watch it once and you will more than likely never see it again because it's just okay. It's the same with anime. Like 98% of it, you might watch it once, it's okay, or it's really bad, and you move on. You don't really think about it again. But then you got those few that just stand out. The Studio Ghibli, Akira, Ghost in the Shell. What's the one you liked that recently finished?
Oh yeah, Attack on Titan.
Yeah, stuff like that. And also they just finished the what's it called? My Hero Academia. There's two more episodes. I got two more episodes left to watch, and then I've finished that series. Man, that's one convoluted show. I'm watching it, and I keep forgetting the details between season. I think that one warrants a rewatch from the start. I think it's a really good one there. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely I'm a fan of anime. Like, I'm not going to just dismiss something outright, and I can understand that maybe the visuals may not be everyone's cup of tea in that. Um, but you should watch the 1960s Astro Boy, which I got pretty much the whole series. And I even got it signed. I said in the last stream, I got it signed by the original actress who did Astro Boy at the time. So, um, if you watch that, I mean, those things are bonkers. Like, um, they do not know how to really edit in a sense. Like, it's just things just happen, move on, da 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 da, like that. So, um, but it's really fascinating to see. Whereas, yeah, the 1980s series is more refined in that. But yeah, to answer the question, I love anime. Kathy, I don't know who that is. No, clearly not. You know, yes, I know. Yeah, she says, yeah, okay. So, Maddie, what would you say is your favorite Warner Brothers short? And same question for me. I mean, my one's Don't Ray Meow. I'll quickly just get out of the way because I just love stupid cats. I mean, the fact that he literally forgets to breathe, that's won me over.
Uh,
Maybe we should
I'm
talk about that in
four.
the stream, the entire stream. Manny, have you seen
I,
an
I'm four. I'm
four?
37. I thought I was 38, but I'm 37, Louis. And I'll just call you Louis from now
Yeah,
on.
we'll just call it, but we're just Louis, just two Louis.
Louis. Um, just before I answer that, just real quick, I am not a huge anime person. Not because I dislike it. It's just you know, growing up, where you and I are similar in age, like my anime exposure, yeah, was Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z, and obviously shout out to our buddy Huey Nelson because he's a huge Dragon Ball fan. But I've actually never seen all the episodes of the different Dragon Ball series. Same with Pokemon. Um, I kind of don't like when people they dismiss anime because again, it's more of just the style that it's drawn in, which is if you do your research, heavily influenced by American animation. Sure, Tazuma was very inspired by American animation. I mentioned before, like I did see all of Attack on Titan because one of my closest friends, I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's one of my favorite shows, and obviously it's inspired heavily by anime. And he's like, watch this; it'll remind you of Avatar. So shout out to my buddy Luciano, and I loved Attack on Titan from the beginning. And I never read the manga. I'm not a big manga reader. I'd like to, read it. And what I like about anime in general, and just the way the Japanese perceive animation as opposed to Americans, where we're still stuck and it's always for kids, cartoons, and it's either really kiddie or slapstick, whatever. It's like people. And it's changing now because there's more adult animated shows like Invincible and Has Been Hotel and whatever. And hopefully we can get to that point where people see animation more as a medium as opposed to a particular genre, not just either really kiddie stuff or slapstick. It's like, no, you could have nuanced storytelling,
Mm.
adult stuff and whatever, but you could also have, your fluff and your kiddie stuff. For my favorite short, it's a cliche answer, boring boohoo. It's What's Opera Doc, because for me, is it the funniest short in the world? No. But for someone who loves cartoons and someone who loves music, who is a classically trained singer and an opera singer, it's like the perfect combination. I mean, that's definitely number one. I mean, other ones off the top of my head in my top 10, I guess more typical answers. Baseball Bugs. I've loved that short my whole life. I am a baseball fan. Rhapsody and Rivets, obviously another musical one I love. Tom Turk and Daffy, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Porky and Daffy short. Of course, The Case of the Stuttering Pig. I always talk about how much I love that short. I've seen it since I was a kid on Nickelodeon. Wabbit Twubble cracks me up every time. Trying to think what other ones I really, really, really like. Can't. Porky
Buddies, Bearcats, of course.
Buddies Bearcats, of course. That's the whole top 10. Porky Pig's Feet, another great one. So just wanted to, if I had to make a top, because I did try to make a top 10, and those were on that list that I just mentioned, but there were like some gaps because I know people are going to be like, what about Duck Amok? What about the Hunters trilogy? I love those shorts, but I guess not like me personally, I wouldn't put him in the top 10. And it's funny that you're saying what talking about Jack King before, because yeah, his stuff is weird, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. But Porky's Moving Day and Fishtails. I do like those shorts because mainly because they played them on Nickelodeon all the time as a kid, and just how unintentionally weird they are. Or Shanghai Shipmates, the scene where they're eating in the
Oof.
mess hall. That is some of the weirdest freaking animation I've ever seen in my life. Especially like when the guy eats like his hat, he goes, "Oh," and then the music, the either Norman Spencer or Bernard Brown, go gong go gong go gong go gong doo doo. It's so surreal and weird. Like if you haven't seen Shanghai Shipmates, especially when they're eating in a mess hall, you're gonna be like, "What the heck am I watching?" Ugh.
Yeah, even earlier in that one, they even have Porky is scrubbing the floor, and the actual captain who shanghaied him, he's just got his leg holding him down, like in a really aggressive manner.
Mhm.
It's like,
And like he shoves the soap in his mouth or something like
yeah,
that.
I think that's
Yeah.
like Jack King basically just showing off his frustration. Like, I think he was just clutching at straws. It was sort of like he just, he was just trying anything to get a laugh, even though it's terrible. Um, But yeah, like, because because we'll get into the Christmas themed stuff in a moment. But there is another thing, which is your favorite director? Honestly, I don't actually like answering that for one reason. Because I see the different directors as different flavors of ice cream. Some days I feel like
Ooh.
boysenberry, some days I feel like mint, some days I feel like Lotus Biscoff. Like that kind of stuff. You know,
Wait, what? Those are
Lotus Biscoff.
flavors?
Yeah,
What? Oh, Biscoff. Oh, like it. I always call it Bischoff because it makes me think of Eric Bischoff. If you're a wrestling fan, I like their. Oh yeah, I forgot they make. What's the first one you said?
boysenberry.
What the heck is that?
You know what that is? It's boysenberry. It's a
Boy,
berry. That's bo-
it's
that's
yeah. I
that's
know. I
that,
got
that that's
that
poison.
part. Boys and Is this an Aussie thing that I got to
No,
research?
no. If it's even in a Bug's Life. There's one thing where the caterpillar gets his head. It looks like it's chopped off in the scene. He goes, boysenberry. You know that? Yeah, it's no. You don't know?
I've actually never seen A Bug's Life, but I know what you're like the character you're talking about. But I'm thinking like chocolate, Neapolitan, Rocky Road. Like I love chocolate chip cookie dough. Obviously chocolate. I like chocolate in general. Neapolitan. I'm like Homer, while I'll eat the chocolate and the vanilla, and I'll leave the
I guess I
strawberry.
gotta.
But
I guess I gotta. I'll put it in the stream. It's like I'm gonna be promoting the local bloody shopping center in a moment. Hold on,
this
hold.
stream brought to you by whatever store it is. I don't know what would be like my
Like
equivalent. This stream brought to you by
there you go,
Shoprite.
vanilla boysenberry. That kind of. Yes, Manny. It says liter, not. I don't know what you guys use for.
Boysenberry. I have never heard of a boysenberry and vanilla. Yes, I think I've heard vanilla before, but boysen. No, wow.
You've never seen. I'll see if I can find the actual fruit itself. Hold on, if I
The
just type.
schnozberries taste like schnozberries. A little Willy Wonka reference. Love that film.
Like it's this kind of it's similar to looks like similar to a raspberry. Hold on, I
Oh,
will.
well, I know what a raspberry is. I like raspberries, so I won't give you one. No, too late.
Oh no, that's it. That's it. The stream is already just yeah, that.
Yeah, yeah, it looks. Yeah, you're right. It looks like a raspberry, but I've never heard of that before. Wow.
Well, when you head down under, you
Down
can.
under. Look at me.
You,
This. I'm an uncultured swine. Ugh.
yeah, well there you go. But that's what that is. So there we are. See, so I'm looking at all these awesome things I can do. So there's even local video and all that stuff. Yeah, because later on, I definitely want to discuss. I mean, I'm going to assume. Did you do your homework, Manny?
With the thing I was supposed to watch,
Yeah.
I did do it.
You did? You did?
I did.
You did?
Yay! I
Yes.
did.
All right. So,
I actually did it today.
oh, yeah. So basically, just like you getting a master's degree, right? You just crammed it in the last minute, right? You know.
No, I would have never done that in my master's degree or my undergrad or high school or anything. Hooray, undiagnosed ADHD until you're 36.
Hmm.
Where you
Those
cram like crazy.
boysenberries are blackberries. Maybe it's just Oh, there you go. Maybe just the
Oh,
name thing. I don't know. So,
oh, okay. Well, I know what a blackberry is.
well, yeah,
Boy,
exactly.
boy, boysenberry.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I thought it was something that was commonplace worldwide, but I guess not. I guess that's like I say cinema, you guys say theater. I have to, but
Rail means apartment equals flat, and rail means rail. There you
yeah,
go.
that's it. That's it. So yeah, well, one thing that's popped up this morning, actually, that like massive news before we get into the Christmas stuff, is something
Hooray!
that it was like going, wow, okay, well, let's talk about this first. Might as well.
Let me pull that
Ta-da!
up. Oh, do you have it? Ta-da! Let me look up the list.
There we
Hooray!
are. That's it. The Collector's Vault Volume 2, which we knew was coming. So that's not the big announcement. It's Railway versus Railroad. Yeah, yeah, well that's
Ah,
there is that. Let me get the list. The list. I feel like I'm Santa Claus saying like the list.
I have the list right here. It's coming out and perfect timing. It's coming out March 24th, which is exactly 2 weeks after my birthday. So if you guys want to get it for my birthday, it'd be greatly appreciated. Do you want me to say the shorts on the list, or
Yeah, I guess we can you want to do disc 1 or disc 2? We'll each do a disc, I reckon.
I'll start with disc one. So, let's see. All right. So disc one, in case you guys don't know, with the collector's vault, is volume two. It's kind of a continuation of the collector's choice, but now they're focusing on short set. So disc one are shorts that have never been released on home video at all, either in general, or they haven't been released since like the days of VHS and Laserdisc and all that.
Yeah,
Never been on
VHS
DVD or
doesn't
Blu-ray.
count. Yeah, VHS
Yeah,
doesn't count. Basically, I think that's the one exception. If it was on VHS, maybe Laserdisc too. I'm not sure, but generally speaking, DVD and up.
yeah. So be kind and rewind if you have VHS.
Yes.
And disc two are shorts that have made the jump from, they've been released on DVD most likely on the Golden Collection, but they're making the jump up to high definition. So there's some familiar ones on here if you've bought the Golden Collections. But like I always tell people, always upgrade. I have all the Golden Collections, but I'm definitely going to pick this up. So disc one, never before on DVD or Blu-ray. The first one is a very, very big one that us animation nerds are happy about. Aladdin Lamp by Bob McKimson, starring Bugs Bunny from 1948. That is one of the few quote unquote unsavory Bugs Bunny cartoons. I think there's about a dozen left that have not been released on a home video, and finally, this one's been released. You have Jim Backus doing the voice of the genie in that one. Ain't That Ducky? Frisch Freeling with Daffy Duck, another one that fans have been clamoring for a long time. That is, I always get it confused with Along Came Daffy. That's the one with Daffy and the Hunter. That's the comedian. What's his name? Victor Forge, I think his name.
Yeah, I'm looking up right now. Actually, I think we're actually finishing each other's sentences more or less.
Yeah, no worries.
Because
We're a
that's
high. Yeah, it's
well,
in
that's not. It's
1940.
44, isn't it? Yeah. I'm trying to remember his name. Because I think he actually asked to be on, and they just did it. Uncredited, of course, but
Yeah. Oh
um,
no, what's going on with my computer?
what is going on
Oh,
with the computer?
I think my browser is freezing up. I'm trying to get back to the list. No, but yeah, that's another one that fans have been asking for a while because there is one scene in particular with an unsavory joke. But again, fortunately, it finally made the jump to this set.
Victor Moore is his name. Victor Moore.
Victor, I think Victor Forge is I'm thinking of the guy, the comedian who was a classical piano player and he used to do like a bunch of things and shows.
He did things involving stuff, basically.
Things that he did, things involving stuff.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second, because now my okay, here we go. All right, so Ain't That Ducky? We have Bone Sweet Bone, Arthur Davis short from the late 1949. I'm not. I don't have the dates. I'm just going
I
off the
think
top of my head.
47 or
Oh,
48.
47, 46. Yeah, I'm thinking of another. My bad. But yeah, Arthur Davis short. This one I'm kind of happy to see. Boston Quacky with Daffy and Porky, Bob McKimson from the 50s. One that I used to see a lot on Nickelodeon as a kid. The Man in the Green Hat. Obviously not one of his best shorts, but has sentimental value for me because I saw it on Nick. Boulevardier from the Bronx, Fritz Freeling, 1936. It's a very important, if you know your history, short in Warner Brothers history because it is the first to use Boulevardier from the Bronx. I love that song. It was also the theme song of the dog in Porky the Fireman. No, I'm kidding. Of course, it is the first Warner Brothers short to use "Merrily We Roll Along" as the Merry Melodies theme song. So, yep, cool to see that one. The Bird Came COD, Conrad Cat, Chuck Jones, 1942. I'm not a Conrad Cat hater, but I know some people can't stand his shorts. Yeah, I've always gotten a kick out of it. I think that's the one with him and the bird, like the little like early Henry Hawk character. Country Boy, Fritz Freeling, 1930. That's the one with the rabbit, right? Because Country Mouse and Country Boy. Yeah, things like the rabbit. Yeah, I
Boy
did
has
the
the mouse.
commentary. Was that?
Boy has the mouse, and no. Boy has the rabbit because that was based off Peter Rabbit, but it was a comic
Yeah.
strip at the time. And then Country Boy, no, Country Mouse has the that mouse who wants to be a boxer.
Yes, that one. They should have just called it Country Rabbit and call it a day. But I know it's named after a song. I did a Manny's Music Time segment on it. Another one fans have been clamoring for, and another one from my Nickelodeon days, the Daffy Duckaroo. Daffy Duck, Norm
That's a big
McCabe,
one. I
very
hope,
big one.
yeah,
So happy this one's finally
because that
released.
one, the prints that you can see right now because it's in the public domain actually cuts out a big bit in the beginning, and this is when it was syndicated for TV because there was one opening gag involving Warner Brothers, and they cut it out because for syndication they didn't want to have Warner Brothers on there. But the print, I'm assuming they're going to use a print that actually has all the opening. So yeah, it's going to be something that a lot of people will have not seen in the past before. So this will be very interesting.
And it's like I said, I saw it a lot on Nickelodeon as a kid, but it's one of the more unsavory ones, Native American stereotypes, whatnot. But I'm glad it's finally released. Dr. Jekyll's Hyde, Sylvester Spike Chester, another of the many parodies of Jekyll and Hyde that Freeling did. The
Or
eggs.
actually, it's Alfie and Chester in that one. That's the British.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
so whoever wrote this was fired. Then no, I'm kidding. The egg-sided rooster. I'm egg-sided for this set.
Oh,
Foghorn Leghorn. I don't remember the plot of that one. I have to rewatch it.
it involves
Uh,
eggs.
yes, and a rooster. So I've
Yes.
been told.
The
Fastest with the mostest. Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner. If you've seen, I mean, I was literally talking about it with somebody today. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote shows growing up, but if you see them, obviously not in order, you get to appreciate more because now I see them, and yeah, some of these jokes floor me with how good, Jones and Maltese were. But again, if you ask me the plot, what specific gags happened, I would not know.
yeah, 100%.
Foul Weather, Sylvester and Tweety. And again, I was not a huge Sylvester and Tweety fan growing up, but I appreciate them more now. If you ask me for the plot, would not know.
Well, that's the one that has Granny in a dream sequence. Of the bulldog thinks that the granny's going to shoot him in cold blood. It's that one.
I have to. It's not ringing a bell. I don't know if I've seen it or it's been a long time.
It's where
Now
Granny
then,
goes, if you yeah. Anyway, it's on the channel. I've reviewed it already. It's great. It's actually a really
okay.
good one.
Now this one I do know because another one that us nerds are excited about. I Taught a Putty Tat, 1947, 1948. Sylvester and Tweety. I think this finally closes. Well, obviously the other ones, but we're getting very close to finishing all the Sylvester and Tweety shorts on Blu-ray and DVD, especially with this one because there's a scene that's cut on television. I know you love that part with Sylvester dressed up as a maid and
Yeah.
Dynamite blows up and he turns into a Rochester impression. But very happy that this one's finally being released.
And in our last stream, I actually mentioned, the physical media thing. I hope that we see a restoration of a Tora Putty tat. I said it because that
Hmm.
was on the Bugs Bunny Superstar, and it's an unrestored on the actual DVD. So yeah, see, it was foretold.
Uh-huh. So now I gotta ask you to do the my lottery numbers.
No,
I go for you. I love the pun. The Goofy Gophers. I'm trying to. Is that the one in the factory?
I think so. Off like
Okay.
honestly, look, I like them, but they're not exactly top tier Frizz cartoons, but they're good for what they are.
I was a teenage thumb. Chuck Jones and Maurice Noble. I think 1963. Another one from my days watching Nickelodeon. I remember seeing this one here and there as a kid. And one of the few Warner Brothers shorts that uses a curse word in it, even though it's used in the donkey, another name for a donkey, but he does use it as an insult. Yeah, he says "but" in it. No ass.
like
But
like
it's
Homer, like when Homer's like, "You bet you're sweet." Looks left, looks right. Ass.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I think that's how the British guy says it. He says, "I bet, oh, you are quite the." Looks around. No, but I haven't seen that one in a while. But it'll be cool to because it was on. I think the last Golden Collection. But it's cool to finally see it. Was it?
No, it was never
No.
was.
What? Or am I remembering things poorly? That's probably the case. Or it
Yeah.
might have been an unrestored one because I know that. Well, that's the other thing too. Shorts that were like on Golden Collection 6 that were unrestored. Do
All the
they
Mouse
count?
Chronicles.
Oh yeah, or the mouse card. Those don't. Those would be considered ones that were never released on DVD, Blu-ray, maybe.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they've said in the podcast. So,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
because even this one, Little Blabbermouse, is the next one. That's also one that was unrestored on the Mouse Chronicles and it's fully restored now.
Oh yeah, that one. It's all. I mean, I get a kick out of the WC Fields mouse. It's all right.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah,
Uh, Mother was a rooster. I think that's a late Foghorn one
it's a
from the
late one. Yeah,
'60s.
yeah, it's a later one. Yeah.
I can't remember what it is. I have to rewatch it. Pest for Guests, same thing with the Goofy Gophers. I'm just I'm just swinging and missing for these. The Rattled Rooster. Trying to let me pull up a picture of it because you've griped about it a million times how it's like with some of these titles it's like can you be I commend all the puns but it's really difficult when you're trying to figure out the plot of a cartoon. The Rattled Rooster. Yeah, it's about him getting the worm. Da, da, da. So it was on HBO Max and it was restored. I'm looking at some screenshots of it. So yeah, it's a one shot cartoon with a rooster and a worm. I probably saw it once. I just don't remember it too well. A Sheep in the Deep. Ralph Wolf and Sam Sheepdog. Again, I got to rewatch them because if you ask me, so what happened to them? Oh, Sock-a-Doodle Doo, same thing. Foghorn Short, got to rewatch it. A Street Cat Named Sylvester. Streetcar Named Desire. Obviously the book, and also the great musical in The Simpsons. But if you ask me what it is, I don't remember. To Each His Own. Angelo, the Mighty Flea. I do know this one. It's a one-shot cartoon. It is also significant because it is the final cartoon that Carl Stalling wrote the score for. That was on 1958, and then he was replaced full-time by Milt Franklin. A Waggly Tail. Again, I have to rewatch. I remember it's about dogs. One of my favorite subjects in the world.
The log.
Woolen underwear. Yeah, they're really stretching the pun on that one. That's a late Sam Sheepdog and Ralph Wolf short.
Not
Not
by Chuck
directed.
Jones.
Yep.
That was after he was fired. So I
Hmm.
think it was like early production or something, and it was finished by two of his animators.
Yep. Richard Thompson and Phil Monroe. I think came out off the top of my head. I think 1963,
Three,
64.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's three. Yeah,
And then we have another Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote. Zoom at the top. And Ask Me What Happens beats me. So again, all of these either were released on DVD but not restored. Mouse
mm.
Chronicles, Golden Collection 6, were on Laserdisc or VHS, or literally have never ever been released on any form of home video. So
And I think they're trying to finish off, looks like the Goofy Gophers, because I think that's probably it for Goofy Gophers in this.
mhm.
From what I can see, Sam Ralph, yeah, I think they're trying to finish that off too, because those are the last few as well, from the looks of things. Oh, and by the way, guys, this will contain 51, not 50 shorts, because they goofed on the previous set by re-releasing Double or Mutton, which that's of all the titles, Double or Mutton, they doubled up, you know. But anyway, they did that, and so it looks like they're trying to also finish filmographies as best as possible. Because disc two, again, as you already mentioned, Manny, these were already released on disc, but in like a DVD format. So Awful Orphan, that's Charlie Dog. In fact, there's another Charlie Dog on here, so I think they're trying to finish that too. A Bird in a Guilty Cage, great one. Bowery Bugs,
Oh, I love
the
that one.
only Arthur Davis Bugs Bunny, and he absolutely killed it with that one. Crowing Pains, a great Foghorn Leghorn. Frigid Hair, we spoke about that one actually on the channel. We did that one.
Yes, I
That's
was
pretty
on
good.
that one. You
Uh,
skipped one, Clause for Alarm.
oh, I did, didn't I? Okay, yes, that one. Yeah, that's one of those horror, the horror trilogy thing, you know. Let me see. Hair Remover, that one is, yeah, it's like this weird mix of Taschen and McKibson, because Taschen left the studio and McKibson finished that.
That was a childhood one. I used to see a lot on not Nickelodeon because that one was in the AAP package, but I used to see that one I think on either TBS or TNT often in the '90s. And no, the name of the cartoon is not The Story of My Life. Hi-oh!
Oh, so the Heckling Hair, that's one of the last Tex Avery's. So that's good to see that getting an upgrade. Hop and Go, that one's interesting because the restoration was not great. Okay, so I
they
hope they fix it up for this release.
they screwed up the audio on that one from what I
Uh,
remember.
so hopefully they'll fix that one up, and there's still time to correct it if they like. Oh, we got to get onto it. So see how we go. Jumping Jupiter. See, they're trying to finish the trilogy in relation to the that horror trilogy of Porky Pig and Sylvester. So there we are. That's the third one. That's the sci-fi one. The Last Hungry Cat, excellent one. That's a later Frizz Freeling, shows that while the series went kind of an autopilot, there was still some that came out that were really good, like that.
You
Um,
skipped another one.
did I? Hide and Hair.
Hide and Hair. There you go. With
Uh,
again one of the many Jekyll and Hyde parodies that Freeling did.
yeah, well, see me fail English. That's impossible, you know. I gotta learn how to read. Oh, actually, I was elected to lead, not to read. There we are. Simpsons movie. Mexican Borders. That one. I think that's that weird one that has the Chuck Jones bully for bugs in the beginning that they reused it. I think that's that really. It's one of the last ones anyway. Mouse Menace. That's a great Arthur Davis one.
hmm
With Porky, with your boy
My boy
Porky.
Porky.
Odor of the Day. That's that really bizarre Pepe Le Pew. Some have maintained that that's not really Pepe. They just use the model, but the model sheet also says Pepe. It's a weird one. Often and Often, yeah, another Charlie Dog again. I think they're trying to complete filmographies. The Pest That Came to Dinner. Maybe they're trying to complete the Porky Pig Arthur Davis ones, for the looks of it.
Mm,
Although there is one missing, and that one is the one involving Native Americans. Maybe they'll come on a future set.
fingers
Uh,
crossed.
Let me see. Ready, Set, Zoom. Cody, Roadrunner. Again, the titles, I keep forgetting which one's in which. Sentimental Over You. Um, that one was the second one, wasn't it? Or I can't.
Sentimental. I think so. I think like 1947. Let me see. Sentimental Over You. Yeah, no, I was right. 1947. Yeah, it's an Oh, it's him and him and the dog Fifi, the Chihuahua. Yeah, I remember that one.
That one,
And
yeah,
Pepe is called Stinky in that one, apparently, from what I remember.
Mhm. Two more Cody ones: Stop, Look, and Hasten, and To Beep or Not to Beep. Um, Wagon Heels. I never expected that to
Mm,
get an upgrade, so that's going to be good little upgrade. Because that one's the remake, which actually kind of improves on things. Actually, Woe Be Gone, another Roadrunner. I think they're just really putting so many Roadrunners. They really want to complete that, don't they? Wisecrackers. That's a good one. And You Were Never Duckier. I adore You Were Never Duckier. I really adore that one. So yeah. Apparently there was like commentaries that they're going to put on this, but I don't see it in the actual um, on the actual release sheet at all. It would be very unusual if they start including him if they didn't do it on the first collector's vault. So I don't know. That's really weird. Oh, anyway, so there we are. Collector's Vault Volume 2. Hooray! You know?
Go buy it, March 24th. Buy me a copy.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So I'll just remove this image and we can see our it's like, oh, put it back, you know? So now, yeah, we just we need fresh hair. We need an upgrade of Mississippi hair. That would be good.
I need hair.
Oh well, I didn't say it. You know, so that's why I'm actually wearing this hat again. There's the link. There's the QR code if you want to order your very own hat. Not you in particular, Manny. I'm not. You know.
I mean, I tip my hat to you, but
That's it.
I haven't got a hat.
Well, I have one and I'm wearing it. All right. So Christmas. See where I am. It's Christmas Eve because you know those that weird and wonderful time difference that we've got. Because you're still on the 23rd, I think.
Yep, it is 7 o'clock p.m. on the 23rd. Tomorrow is my eve, or as I'm of Puerto Rican descent, we call it La Noche Buena, the good night, which in a lot of Hispanic families, like it's literally like we open Christmas presents there and everybody eats and drinks and whatnot. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that in years because I spend my Christmas Eves as a liturgical musician. I'm singing 4 times tomorrow, different services, twice Christmas Day, because these gifts ain't gonna pay themselves.
Unless you steal them, but you're a good boy.
Yeah,
So no,
I'm a good boy. Santa and I we're on good terms.
yes. So, so with Christmas, of course, you know we all have our favorites. You know, I mean, for me, you know, the night before Christmas. I mean, funnily enough, yeah, Tom and Jerry. I mean, one of the very first ones. You know,
That's a
on the,
great short. I love that one.
I grew up with that one. That is such a beautiful, beautiful short. It's, Let me see if I can share part of the video. I mean, look, obviously we're not going to show the full video because it is streaming, and you know, YouTube might kick us out. I don't want to do that. Let me have a look. Upload video if that will even work. It may not even work. But you know what? We're here. Let's just have a good time with it, right? So. Let me see. Tom and Jerry. What now? I'm just trying to remember what it's actually called. It was because I want to see if I actually have it. Because I don't think it was a newly restored. I think it was just just one of them. Hold on, where is it? I'm trying to find it.
According to one of the comments, I'm scrolling through them. Very important by JCL5611, who has been on the streams before. Hi there. Boysenberries are blackberries. There you go.
So
mystery solved.
Mystery solved. Boysenberry.
Ooh.
So let me have a look. Where is it?
And apparently it's your all-time favorite. Has a flavor every time we go to the movies. Thanks, Kathy. Now I know when I go there, I just got to buy nothing but tubs of boysenberry ice cream or blackberry.
Yes, indeed. Yeah,
not the phone, you know.
Just trying to find that file because I do have it. It's the night before Christmas. That's what it's called. It's just let's have a look again. The night before Christmas. There we are. Night before Christmas. Open. Let's have a look if it even. Oh, there we are. Again, I don't want to. There we are. Can you guys see?
The face of Tama, like that? Yeah. That was good.
There we are. So this is a great one. And again, I'm not going to play it because I don't want to be struck with the whole copyright, situation.
FBI, open up.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just love these early Tom and Jerry's because they clearly haven't figured everything out, right? So they're very so you got some really wonky pictures. Let me see. Well, that's not wonky, but that's pretty much me after working. I think it was 6 days in a row. I actually picked up some overtime at my job, and by the end of it, I just wanted to sleep. Funnily enough, it's summer here, right? So obviously hot, but yeah, we had this weird cold spell. I think it's just this southerly wind from Antarctica because I'm on the southern part of Australia, and it looks like our Christmas Day is actually going to be cold this year. It's
Oh
going to be
wait,
like
wait, hold on,
17.
hold on. What's your definition of cold? What here? Let me get my Celsius to Fahrenheit
Well,
conversion.
17 Celsius, which
Oh, you poor thing. Let me see. 17 Celsius is seven. If my stupid computer would work.
stupid.
Stupid. It's not working, Louie. I mean, I can use my phone, but I'm using my phone as a camera right now.
Yeah,
Um,
there we go. This was me waking up for work, realizing I got to go back to work. There's the face right there. Just
I'm trying to look at the picture, but my it's not let me switch the tab. But well, I do know that zero degrees Celsius is freezing, and it's been nothing but zero and below in the past few days. And it was snowing this morning. Oh, there, that's a good photo. If you and Tom, let's see if this works now. No, not 177 Celsius. We would all be dead.
yeah.
62 degrees. I would kill to get 62 degrees right now. Yeah, like
But
literally,
it's our definition of cold, though. So yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's summer, but that's more like late spring weather. But
mm.
yeah, it's been, and it was
So
even
this
worse.
one.
It was that. Oh
So
yeah.
y- so it's pretty much yeah. This is one that I grew up with, and yeah, it's a Christmas classic, really. So yeah, it's
If you ever get to this one eventually, I would love to do Manny's music time on it because I really love the arrangements of, I think Angels We Have Heard on High in it. Jingle Bells, obviously, but especially in the scene when when Jerry's out in the cold and you see, Tom being filled with regret. That arrangement of Silent Night, and it goes from Silent Night to trying to remember the other song. Not is it Heart the Herald Angels Sing? No, it's either Heart the Herald Angels Sing or Angels We Have Heard on High. Like it goes from that, and then it goes back to Silent Night. Sleep in heavenly peace. When Tom opens the mail slot to let Jerry back in, it's gorgeous,
it's
musically,
beautiful.
animation wise. Oh yeah,
It's amazing. It's
yeah.
not the most ha funny thing, but it's sweet. But here's one that I never saw growing up, but it was restored by that the Fleischer Tunes, and yes, I took this off YouTube. It's got their watermark. I am aware of it. I'm just showing it, to show what I'm talking about. So I'll just load that one up. If it will. Oh, here we go.
Oh yes, that one.
This one for some reason, why is it giving me this like? I don't want this ratio customize. No, we don't want it squished up like that.
We're like the Neapolitan ice cream now.
I mean, say what you want, but this is gorgeous. This restoration, I want this on disc. It's a
Yeah, that they did Devin work on the restoration for this one? Because I know our
there we are.
pal and nope,
So, there we are.
yeah,
Just so people can see it better. So there we are. But
Christmas comes but once a year from Fleischer, I think 1935, nineteen thirty
6,
six,
yeah,
36. There you go. And I think Devin, I don't know if he worked in the restoration, but I do know that Thad Komorowski, he worked on this one. He did a phenomenal job on it. And Thad, if you are listening, great job on it. And he's done a lot of great work. And
yeah. See, there you go. So you got
yeah, Thad
that's name there.
Komorowski and Jack. I don't know who Jack is. For some reason I thought because I know Devin works with he does some of the Thunder Bean releases with Steve Stanchfield.
Here we
But
are. I want to get this particular
oh
frame,
god, it
like
looks so good.
I like that particular frame there. So the restoration work on this is superb or superb, as
So
we
boy Belvedere. Did you see this one growing up or no?
nope. Nope.
Okay,
The first time I
same
ever
here.
saw it, the first time I ever saw it was actually a snippet of it on Pee Wee's Christmas special because it is in the public domain.
Yeah.
And they would show on the Pee Wee Pee Wee's Playhouse that the which I never saw growing up either. I actually watched a few episodes later on. It's fully restored now, but they would show from the King of Cartoons. He would play a lot of public domain stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, what? We should rebrand you instead of 2U10. You should be the new king of cartoons. The king of cartoons. You
That's a
got the
huge
voice for it.
honor.
Yeah. But yeah, this one, I just love how they use the models there. That was their trademark. They did a lot of that with Popeye, and it's just, yeah, it just looks incredible. So I'll just remove that now and get back to our ugly mugs. So there we are. So,
You don't want to see Grampy and that beautiful tree.
uh, but which uh there's a few Disney Christmas ones as well that I grew up with. The Pluto's Christmas Tree, that's another one. Actually, I'll put that on. I might do that now. Have you seen did you ever see that one, Pluto's Christmas Tree?
It's funny. I've been still doing a lot of redecorating my place when I have free time, and I have my shelf with all my physical media on it. But the problem is, my Walt Disney Treasures, I can't tell what it is, because I don't have like anything on the side. So I bought a label maker, and on the side of the tins, I put like Goofy, Mickey in living color, black and white, whatever. And a lot of them I bought them years ago. I just haven't had the chance to see them. And I was literally looking at the Pluto one. I was like, I still haven't seen any of these shorts, so can't say that I have. But now that you're telling me that, I might just pop in that disc just to watch this short.
Disney has this weird thing when it comes to restorations. There was a time where, like, the worst offenders were Cinderella and Sword in the Stone. They
Hmm.
would actually scrub the crap out of the grain, and even unfortunately, Mickey's Christmas Carol, the short movie, the I think 25-minute special from 1983 that they released in the cinema theater, whatever. That was just scrubbed. Like they wanted to try and make everything look like it was modern without the grain, the digital files. And unfortunately, some of the restorations that they did, they did that when it came to a lot of these releases. Thankfully, some of the high definition ones look decent, like this one. This is from Disney Plus. I ripped it from there. Naughty me, I know. Slap me on the wrist, whatever.
Ooh.
But honestly, you're not missing out too much. It's fine for what it is. Like by this point, Walt was more interested in getting into actual live action filmmaking, television, and Disneyland. This was released in '52, so no real surprise there. But yeah, it's fine for what it is. But I like it. Everyone's
That's when my
singing.
dad was born. That's crazy.
There we go. I like this, but I do like this shot here. You got the carolers there. Goofy looking kind of stone there, but look, it's a nice little shot.
And playing the
So
bass. I mean, that's how apparently you have to play the bass in
I,
cold
it's
weather.
so what are you gonna say, Manny? Somebody, I hope somebody got.
I hope somebody got fired for that one, for that blunder.
Oh dear. Um, but yeah, we did it. But we actually did some homework. So you finally saw Charlie Brown Christmas.
I know some of our buddies in our circles are huge Charlie Brown fans. Like I said, mentioned before, but Huey Nelson I know is a big Charlie Brown fan. I think Steph Stilley as well. If you're listening, hi
And me
Steph.
as well. Like
And
I,
we
yeah,
don't care about that guy.
no, exactly.
But but obviously I grew up with the Peanuts characters, but mainly through either merchandising or like I had these books that I got when I was like in elementary school of like I think like learning about your body, the body parts, whatever, and they had Charlie Brown and Linus and Snoopy and all that on it. And I used to draw Charlie Brown. Oh my god, I have a drawing. If I find it, maybe I'll put it on the stream. But it's a drawing of Charlie Brown wearing an NWO Wolfpack shirt from when I was really big into professional wrestling. And yeah, Charlie Brown in the NWO black and white, black and red shirt. I was like a fourth. I used to draw Charlie Brown a lot as a fourth grader because, I don't know, foreshadowing my own baldness. But anywho, Hey, there's Sally. So yeah, and I remember on Nickelodeon they used to show they used to call, you're on Nickelodeon, Charlie Brown. I remember seeing it occasionally, like when I would get ready for school, sometime in the '90s. But I don't remember if it was like clips from these films or compilations of something else, because I'm not too well versed in the history of Peanuts on television animation. I'm assuming they would show these specials. But anywho, long story short, I've never seen a Charlie Brown Christmas. I am familiar with the score from Vince Guaraldi, and Christmas time is here. Before I watch the actual special, is one of the most gorgeous pieces of Christmas music ever. And I mean, I like the version with the kids singing, but just the version with him and the jazz trio. You got, Vince playing the piano, and then you have a bass and a drum set, so a trio. And oh god, I love that music, and the other ones too, like Skating and whatnot. It's just something about it. So there's a YouTube channel, promoting another one. This guy called Charles Cornell, that he does breakdowns like music theory and whatever. He does everything like rock, jazz. He did the music for the Ninja Turtles video game from 1989, like, and he does like music theory and whatever. And he did an episode on the music of this special, and just like, Vince's work on the Peanut specials. And it's like, it may not be, I mean, I'm not a piano player, I'm not a jazz piano player. It may not be the most complicated stuff, but just harmonically, musicians and non-musicians just love it. It's just what the types of chords you use and all that other stuff. It's just gorgeous music. And it was finally cool. So I saw it earlier today. I was actually eating sushi while I was watching. I was had on my phone. I got the free few months of Apple TV. And it's like I finally understand, like the context behind it. I hear the music in the context of the film, and some pop culture references that I've seen over the years, with the tree and them singing "Hark the Herald Angels Sing." Of course, I'm thinking of Treehouse of Horror. Was it Treehouse of Horror 4 when the episode ends making fun of this special?
Yes.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's where it's from. And like there were, certain jokes and comments that I'm just like, that I genuinely chuckled at some of the things that Lucy said. And but also too, like, because I've seen little clips here and there, but I never saw the full thing. But just like Charlie Brown's perspective, it's just like, yeah, I'm depressed. I don't feel the Christmas spirit. It's too commercial. And I know at the end, obviously, Linus brings up the original purpose of Christmas, for those who celebrate the original meaning, with the birth of Christ. But but I really just like that whole message of like, it's too commercial. It's too commercial. And I'm like, and this was in the '60s. Obviously you and I weren't born yet. My parents were either, my dad was a teenager, my mom was a little girl at the time, and just like they were already complaining about just the insane commercialism of Christmas back then. And it's just like you always have those moments where it's like the more things change, the more things stay the same. It kind of reminds me, I hate to bring a little bit of a negative note, but with the unfortunate death of Rob Reiner and his wife.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen many of Rob Reiner's films. I did see The Princess Bride, and I've actually never seen This is Spinal Tap. I've never seen Stand By Me, Misery, all that. But I love, and we've talked about it before, I love All in the Family. It is my favorite sitcom. And Rob Reiner, before he was the director, he acted on there. He was Mike Stivic, Meathead on the show. And then you would have clips of, Meathead arguing with Archie, brilliantly played by Carol O'Connor on the show. And, talking about the generational divide and politics, liberals and conservatives and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, God, this was 50 years ago and it's still relevant. And that's exactly what I was thinking about when I was watching the special. The commercialism of Christmas and all this other stuff. And this was 60 years ago and it's still relevant. And it's just another example of great art that transcends time. And for
Exactly.
better for worse, we keep making some of the same mistakes, you
Mm.
know.
Probably yeah. I mean, I've seen this a few times. I actually never saw Charlie Brown Christmas growing up. In fact, I never saw any of the specials at all until maybe I don't know, 4 years ago or something. So
This is the first one I've seen. So when we do the Halloween stream, I got to do that one. I got to do the Thanksgiving one. So I got a lot of homework this
the
upcoming
Easter
year.
one as well, yep.
Yeah.
And but look, it is a classic for a reason. I'm watching it, and when I saw it for the first time, I understood. I thought, okay, I can see why this is done so well, and it's so low budgeted, and yet they got over that, with the beautiful music, wonderful
Mhm.
voice work where they actually used children,
And they
you
were
know.
hilarious because on a lot of times child actors are not the best at voiceover and acting in general, but these kids that they casted for this one, Lucy in particular, and Charlie Brown, and Linus, just like how he balances being a little immature, with his blanket, whatever, and whatnot, but just especially in the end when he talks about, when he quotes the Bible and whatever, I'm like, this is so sophisticated for a low budget children's television special, but
Yeah,
it just really hits home. And some of the scenes of them dancing, whatever, and it's so goofy. I mean, I've seen that clip a million times. The kid with the neck like this, and Schroeder at the piano doing his thing, and I kind of dig because you're so used to the more rounded form of Snoopy, but
yeah,
seeing an earlier version where he's like a little bit more angular and whatnot, and of course, hearing Bill Melendez do that,
yeah.
I get a kick out of
Which, for
that.
those people that don't know, Bill Melendez actually worked. It was at Disney. Then he went to it was Bob Clampett's unit, then UPA, and some other stuff. I mean, I'm just generalizing here, of course. But then, yeah, he did the Peanuts specials, and yeah, they still use his voice to this day, even though he's passed away. Yeah, they still use it. It's just so iconic that they just why replace something that's just so good.
Yeah, just
But
like with the Roadrunner, Paul Julian's Roadrunner still used to this day.
exactly, and yeah, and just the production design as well. I mean, again, it was a very low budgeted affair, but it was just done so well. And yeah, I revisit every year. In fact, I'm going to be watching this probably later on today. I usually watch it Christmas Eve, so I will be definitely watching this special. And just for people who aren't aware, they have released all but four of the specials on Blu-ray. Unfortunately, they goofed, I think, on a few things, so I've avoided buying it until I know more as to whether they're going to
Mm.
replace the disc or not. But we'll see how we go with that. But I definitely want it in my collection because it says here is there's one of the comments. Have you seen A Boy Named Charlie Brown? It's an that's the first feature length Peanuts movie. Excellent movie. I highly recommend that one as well.
Haven't seen it.
Well,
I
you
know
need
the musical, but I've seen. I think I saw the musical or parts of it once.
yeah.
You're a good man, a good boy, Charlie Brown. Da, 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 da,
But
da.
I will
Yeah.
say this though, the Christmas special does not hold a candle to Flash Beagle. I'm sorry, but Flash Beagle is the greatest Peanut special of all time. So
Is that you? Like when you see Flash Spiegel, do you react like Sally with the little hearts over your head?
yeah, yeah, yes. I planned it that way. Yes. So we did that. Did you end up watching the other homework, the Magoo one?
No, I did. I
No.
I wasn't able to. It's funny actually. I was talking to a coworker today, and she mentioned it, and I said, "Oh yeah, the my buddy on YouTube, he has to watch it for homework, but I didn't get the chance to do it." But before I forget, I just want to say, if she's watching, my friend Christine Cummings, fellow singer, and I went to graduate school with her, and she is a huge, huge Peanuts fan. So I texted her yesterday. I was like, Christine, you're gonna be proud of me. I'm finally watching Charlie Brown Christmas, and I think she wrote in big letters like, "I'm so proud of you." So I
There we
hope you're
are.
proud of me.
Mhm.
And I definitely want to check out more of those. So
So
I
I'm
hope
gonna
I made you
maximize.
proud, Christine.
I'm gonna maximize this because it's do that weird thing again. But
It's
all
me
right,
and you.
yeah, pretty much. There we
Oh,
are.
that's
So
more like me.
all right, so I finally watched this. Okay, so this is actually the first, or considered anyway, to be the first true Christmas television special. So Charlie Brown's Christmas came after this. So did The Grinch, and Rankin Bass stuff. That all that came after this. So, all right, so put this into perspective because this is one of the weirdest experiences ever, and I'll tell you why. All right. So Magoo, for those who don't know, he was I guess the UPA star character. So they did their one shots, and then they did the Magoo stuff. And yes, I am covering things just in general here. Okay. In fact, one even won an Oscar when Magoo Flew, written by Ted Pierce, who wrote Warner Shorts. So how about that? Um,
Oh.
but if you watch a lot of the Magoo shorts, they're very much the usual shtick, that Magoo can't see and he gets into all sorts of mischief as a result. So pretty straightforward, right? So they even did a TV series as well, but there was actually another series that came after. But before that came out was this, and this is kind of weird. So it opens with Magoo as like he's a Broadway actor. So there you go, Broadway, New York. There you are.
Yeah, yeah. I was in
Um,
New York last week.
Here we are. It's so funny how we were talking about before how finally we get Aladdin's lamp with the main character voiced by Jim Backus. Of course, he's more well known for Mr. Magoo, and he was also more well known for also Gilligan's Island. He plays the millionaire.
Yep.
So, yep. So anyway, it starts off with him doing this musical number. It's a musical, by the way. Lots of music in here, and you see the usual Magoo shtick in the beginning where he's like, "Oh, I'm going to enter this way," and he enters through a restaurant by mistake, and he ends up, with the director here. Something happens, and he ends up getting hurt. But then the show starts, and this is what shocked me the most because again, I had not seen this before. It plays it so straight. I thought it was going to be an adaptation of A Christmas Carol, which has been done to death, as we all know, right? Because it's in the public domain. But they played this thing so straight, where Magoo is Scrooge, and we got the musical in there. They do change the story, so they do see the Ghost of Christmas Present first. So I'll just put it up here. That there's Jacob Marley there. Yeah, so this is the present. So you see Tiny Tim, and you know we see all that there. You can see this, right, Manny? Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they start with this first, and then they go to the past. Like here, like you'll see there's young Scrooge there being all sad and all that. My goodness, this thing was so serious. Like this is
Mm.
serious. Like I thought it was going to be just like a funny little adaptation of A Christmas Carol, with Magoo's nearsightedness being part of the gag. Maybe miscounting money or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a comedy writer or anything. Then you see later on, this whole musical number involving all these poor people. They're just buying all of Scrooge's old stuff, and you see Scrooge here. He's saying he's begging to the story. It's pretty typical, but it's so serious. But then at the very end, when the show is done, he takes a bow, and of course everything falls apart and becomes comical again. So the only comedy in this thing is the start and the end. That's it. The rest is just full on serious. And I was shocked. And if I'm probably gonna ruffle a few feathers here. I actually thought it was just okay. I don't know. It's not because wasn't what I was expecting. I like having my expectations, subverted and all that stuff. But no, it. I don't know. The pacing just felt off. Maybe I've just seen too many of the Christmas specials. I don't know. So I know this thing off by heart. The songs are fine. They are a highlight. But yeah, if I told you to watch the Goose Christmas special, would you have expected this being incredibly serious?
No, I haven't seen too many Magoo shorts in general, but yeah, you're expecting silliness, slapstick, not like what I'm trying to think. What's the term? It's like something that like you expect to be funny and it just turned out to be really serious, or like something just maturing really. I forgot the term for it, but it's just it subverted expectations. And I mean, now that you're telling me all this, and I think I would like to see it eventually because there's a lot of Christmas specials. I've never seen, like I said, never saw Charlie Brown Christmas. I've never seen this one. I did see, and I rewatched it recently. The Grinch, the 1966 one. Forgot how much I love that one. But yeah, the Rankin Bass ones, all that stuff. I've never seen them, or maybe
Yeah,
if I did, I was very very young, and I just don't have a memory of it. And you know, maybe well, I was like, maybe not tomorrow because I'm gonna be singing four times, uh, three times by myself in a mass, and then a choir thing, and then I got to do and I'm the kind of person, once Christmas is over, no music, I'm done. I know in my culture, again, being Puerto Rican, that Christmas extends into January, into Three Kings Day, Dia de los Reyes, and all that. And but for me, I'm more like done. December 26th, put the decorations away, get ready for New Year's, celebrate New Year's, and then freeze our tails off. And then the next major holiday is, Martin Luther King Day, which,
mm.
you know, is, of course, despite the intentions of the idiots in our current administration, it is a very important holiday. Yes, I'm being political. I don't care.
Yeah, no, that's
But,
fine.
but, um, but yeah, just, I mean, then again, I'm thinking to myself, I'm kind of a hypocrite because I love Tom Turk and Daffy, and I'm like, I should only watch that during Thanksgiving. And
Yeah,
actually,
there's that. Yeah,
so I have a weird rule when it comes to music. I don't know if I can't think of any specials or cartoons that we're talking about that use it, but the Waltz of the Flowers from the Nutcracker by Peter Tchaikovsky is one of the, in my opinion, one of the absolute most gorgeous pieces of music ever written. It's one of the earliest pieces of music I remember hearing in my life. My parents had a classical music compilation when I was very little, and I heard it, and I fell in love with that piece when I was young. And over the years, it's like I don't listen to a ton of classical music. I know some people are like, oh, but you should. I was like, I'm listening to the Doors and Steely Dan, Earth and Fire. I like that
yeah,
stuff.
that's
But
yeah,
once the holidays comes, like after things, and I'm also that person. I don't want to hear any Christmas music. Let me eat my turkey, and then I'll listen to it. Christmas to me doesn't start in early November. But anyway, I listen to the Waltz of the Flowers all throughout the Christmas season, and then once Christmas is over, I put it back in like my little cabinet in my mind. I close it, and I don't revisit it until November because I love that piece of music so much. I don't want to ruin it by overexposing it. And I guess the same could be for these, like, if you love these specials and whatnot, like take them out, rewatch them. Like I mean, when I saw The Grinch, I literally don't remember the last time I saw it. Probably when I was a kid, and I appreciate it a lot more now because I know that Chuck Jones and his animators worked on it, and I know the history and blah 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 blah. But it's just like that stuff that you save it for the special occasion, and just you revisit it, and it gets more and more special. But
mm.
unfortunately, in my case, and your case with some of the, like with the Magoo one, it's like we don't have that nostalgia for it that other people do because we never experienced it back then.
100%. And actually, I'll see if I can even bring
Grinch is
up
the
Grinch.
Grinch is literally the only one I remember seeing growing up.
And the 4K, they finally actually fixed the actual quality of it.
For
I'll see.
Grinch?
Yeah, the 4K.
Oh yeah,
I,
I just bought it a few weeks ago.
yeah, this is
I
the
need
4K, by the way. I'm showing everyone the. I'll get a screenshot of the Grinch himself. See, he actually looks normal. He's not this fluoro green. There we go. He's not this fluoro green anymore. It looks like
I
he's
see a
supposed
black
to.
screen. I was like, wow, they really fix the color so much that it's literally a black screen.
Yeah. Do you see it now? Is it showing up now?
No, it's still a black screen.
Oh. Oh well, hopefully it'll show up. I'll leave it on there and see what happens.
So there was an issue. So wait, did they goof up the restoration for the Blu-ray and then they fixed it for
Yeah,
the 4K? Okay,
yeah,
I didn't
they
know
they,
that.
they went way too sharp. They adjusted the colors, and now it actually looks normal. So
Because I was watching it, but I was watching I guess the DVD rip. Like I have the 4K in my shelf of my physical media, and I want to sit down with the 4K and just like I don't know, maybe later tonight I'll rewatch it
oh,
again.
you have to. Yeah, it's a classic, and we obviously. we'll obviously finish up with this, but just to point one more thing out to the Magoo Christmas special. I've seen it. I honestly probably will not bother seeing that again. It like I love the design of it. I pretty much like anything with UPA, but they actually had another Magoo TV series where he's basically the same premise. He's like an actor and does all these different roles. And it's such a weird concept. Maybe they just figured they've run the shtick to the ground. Basically, this is like this would be the equivalent of Chuck Jones looking at Pepe, going, "You know what? I'm sick of doing Pepe's trying to pursue Penelope all the time. I'm going to have him as an actor."
I'm taking Pepe in strange new directions.
Well, that's what it felt like. That I was looking at it. Honestly, I was shocked, and honestly, it does drag on a bit. Yeah, sorry guys. If you guys like the Magoo Christmas special, more power to you. But I watched it and I wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't my cup of tea. Sorry guys. I tried.
I did really enjoy the Charlie Brown thing, but I don't know. Maybe one thing I did notice though, that I guess maybe plot wise, to me it felt a little disjointed. Like it to me it felt more like vignettes or like little, I have Yoshi here for some reason. I don't know if you there you go. Hi Yoshi. I have to fix it with something. But like it kind of felt like a little disjointed. Like it was funny, and obviously the ending was great, and it's a beautiful message, beautiful music. But there were parts of it. It's like kind of to me, it felt like like a little herky jerky. Did you feel that with Charlie Brown?
A little, but honestly, everything else was done so well that I overlooked it. Whereas, uh, I don't know. I felt the Magoo special just it felt very I don't know, tone deaf. You got this comical nearsighted character and he's doing this serious role. It just didn't work for me. I was looking at it, I was just shocked. I was like, nah, this doesn't work for me. Sorry guys.
It
But
doesn't
Grinch,
work for me, brother. A little
you
wrestling
know, it
reference.
don't work for me, brother. Um, but yeah, but the Grinch, top notch stuff. That is
Chef's kiss.
yeah,
Yes.
like there's no ifs or buts about that one, so I'll just remove that. But yeah,
Speaking of the Grinch, because I've only seen I don't think I've actually ever read the book, but
I
I
have.
saw it in
Yeah.
the store a few days ago. I was like, I felt like buying it just for the heck of it. But obviously I love the 1966 one. I love the music. I love the animation. I've never seen the Jim Carrey one, and I've never seen the 2018 one from Illumination. I've only
Don't
seen bits and pieces of the Carrey one. I
don't
mean,
bother.
Carrey was that?
Don't bother. They're not good.
I,
I know some people love the Jim Carrey one, and I love Jim Carrey, but
Yeah, Jim Carrey's phenomenal. But I hear it's like he's great. Everything else, not so much. That's what I've heard.
yeah, the set designs just looked too cluttered. I watched it and I was going, why? And then I watched the Illumination one, and that was just awful. Like, you had Benedict Cumberbatch. He does the voice. Why would you get someone with an actual beautiful voice, and to do an American accent? Why? It's and giving backstories to the Grinch and everything. Nah, it works better as a short tale. And that's it. So, no, I mean, and I love Ron Howard as a director as well, but that was to me a misfire. It just didn't work. You know,
Sunday, Monday, happy day.
Mm.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking
At
of one.
least, at least that awful Cat in the Hat to the Mike Myers one. At the very least, with that one, it is so bad. You just have to. You enjoy watching it for how terrible it actually is. Um, it's just so awful. But the Grinch, aside from seeing some of Jim Carrey's shtick, no, it's just not worth it in my opinion. You see, I'm turning into the Grinch, telling people, back in my, whatever,
But I
whatever.
think from what I've noticed, people, because you and I are both old fart millennials at this point,
Mm.
but I've noticed with like late millennials and Zoomers and Gen Alpha, they hold more of a soft spot for the Jim Carrey version.
Mm.
Not many people saying and many good. Like I've only seen bits and pieces of the 2018 one. And look, I try not to be a purist and musical whatever, but I think like they had like like a modern version of your mean one, Mr. Grinch, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. Oh,
Yeah.
like musically, like when Jim Carrey does, when he sings a song, I saw that clip online, and I'm like, yeah, it's Jim Carrey doing his shtick, but I like it. Obviously, give me Thurl Ravenscroft singing the original any day of the week. But with Jim Carrey's version, it was different, but I kind of liked it. But
Yeah.
that new one, I'm just like, oh, this is just like some typical, it's just like, I mean, we can go on and on about. I haven't seen all their films, but from ones I've seen bits and pieces of with Illumination, I'm like,
No.
ironically, as I'm staring at, one of their successful films with Luigi. This is not from the film. I have like the actual video game ones, but like when I saw the Mario film, I'm just like, I liked it, and obviously I appreciate it as a Mario fan throughout my life. But it's just like that
Well,
was like in my face, just like
the
and speaking
music.
of the
The
music, I'm
music.
like, God, those like Thunderstruck from ACDC, phenomenal song. Take on Me, Aha, phenomenal song. Why is it here? It makes no sense. And I'm not saying this because I'm biased, because critics, a bunch of people said the same thing online. For example, the recent Turtles film, Mutant Mayhem, the needle drops it was a lot of '90s hip hop. It worked. I don't think there was a single needle drop in that film that was inappropriate or did not fit the scene.
We all
Whereas,
know what happened with the needle drop, because the composer actually did compose music for those scenes. You just know that some executive said, "Oh, let's add these songs in there."
mm-hmm,
We all know that, and it's
yeah.
like, "Oh, yeah, these songs are great." It's like, well, yeah, but your audience are younger kids mostly, and of course those nostalgic for the game as well, like a general audience, basically. Why are you putting songs that kids have never heard of? It's
I
yeah.
mean, kids. I mean, I think there's a decent amount of young people that know, Take on Me, but
Mm,
Thunderstruck, not so much. And another Ninja Turtles connection. Take on Me, the music
mhm.
video, Billie Jean, Michael Jackson, same director, Steve Barron, who directed the first Turtles film. So great work.
There we are. There
And I have
we
to I
are.
have to listen to his audio commentary for the 35th anniversary. The set I just bought from Arrow Video. Chef's Kiss, highly recommended.
I
Steve
still,
Barron does
I
the
haven't
audio
watched
commentary for.
films. I have not watched those films in decades. Literally, I've not seen them in decades.
Oh,
I saw the
so you
second and
may,
third one in the theater, in the cinema theater. I've seen them when I was, I'm that old, guys.
yeah, man. He's actually. I mean, I think it was probably Camden, but or somebody else wrote something that says old man and bald sidekick, and I'm just like, I look younger. I sorry, I look older than you are.
Well, it's the hat
It's the
again.
hat.
Again,
Yes, there you go.
click on that. Yeah, you definitely
I
give them some love and support.
I know it's hard to believe, and I'm 3 years younger than Anthony, so it's the grays and the baldness. So
Yeah. Oh, it happens. Yeah. But yeah, with Christmas, I can't believe it's already here. It's I got my one Christmas gift. The Tom and Jerry again. I got to flaunt it.
wait,
If
did
you
you
got
say Christmas time is near? Da, da, da. Oh God, that melody is just. Oh, I love that song. So,
I thought you
if
were
it wasn't,
gonna. I thought you were gonna listen to the Ninja Rap instead. From the second Ninja Turtles. I'm
oh,
thinking that would.
it's
It's like
funny
it's like
that you.
you make that into a Christmas song, just cause.
So it's funny that you say that because one of the comments before I forgot who wrote it, but they asked, "Did we see the new SpongeBob film?" I love the first few years of SpongeBob before, like I think seasons 1 to 3 and 4, and then the film. I've never seen any of the SpongeBob films. I have no desire to see this new one again. Old SpongeBob first few years, love it, phenomenal cartoon. After that, don't care for it. But the new SpongeBob film in they have a short, a new Ninja Turtle short. Love the title. It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Chrome Alone 2, Lost in New Jersey. And
Yes,
if
I
you don't know,
saw
a
the.
reference to Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. and makes my heart a flutter because it's set. They go to Newark, New Jersey in the short, which is the town right above me, and the largest city in New Jersey. But also to it's set in the Mutant Mayhem universe, so it's great to expand upon it. And crap, what was I going to say? I had a point to this story. I like stories. SpongeBob, Chrome Alone 2. Hmm, I'm trying to remember what my point was.
You like
Oh god,
stories. That's
I
your
I
point.
do like stories. Um, Short. Crap. I forgot what I was. But yeah, but I mean, someone did write that comment, but oh, I remember now. So in the trailer for it, like a little clip of it, it's. I haven't seen the short yet because honestly, I don't feel like spending money to watch a movie. I'll find it eventually. Arr, if you get my drift. And obviously when it's
Is something wrong
officially
with your
released.
throat, Manny?
Oh, it's Christmas, not Halloween. I wasn't going to dress up as a pirate. Patchy the pirate from SpongeBob. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But
I guess Santa must be a pirate because he's got a beard. You know.
I guess. But I didn't notice this, but they have a Christmas song. Gotta get a gift for Splinter, and I didn't know it because some. I mean, I know it now, but there's a horrendous Christmas special. We Wish You a Turtle Christmas, which I think came out in 1994,
And
and
you're
that's
watching
one of
after
the.
this, aren't
Oh
you?
yeah, I mean that'll be the next time we come on. Is we're going to be watching "We Wish You a Turtle Christmas," and they quote that song. Got to get a gift for Splinter. It's as the kids say, it's cringe. Yes, I love Ninja Turtles, but even I have my limits.
So all right, okay, if you were forced to watch either the next the next generation or that Christmas special,
Probably the special because it's short. Because I've seen 7 episodes of the next mutation. Like I remember when it came out, I was what, like 9 years old, when it came out. I don't remember watching it then, but God, that show is just. It's like, look, with my love of turtles, I mean, you would appreciate it too. Someone who's a fan like Batman and Spider Man and all these other, superheroes. Turtles have reached that point in their existence. They've been around since 1984 that we can appreciate different adaptations of it. I mean, everybody's going to harp about the original cartoon, which I grew up. That's what made me a fan. But it hasn't aged well because the first season is great. Then after that, got a little too goofy and whatever. Um, and the different movies and the TV shows and the games, but you got to have room too for the original Mirage comics. It's violent. The Last Ronin, which has gotten really popular, and stupidly they canceled the Last Ronin movie that they were developing because now with the new ownership of Paramount, with all those morons and sycophants and whatnot trying to take over mass media in the United States for the worse. But it's like you can have your goofy kitty stuff for the turtles, but if you want a serious adaptation, it can exist as well. And the current ownership of Paramount, they don't see it that way. Like they canceled the new series Tales of the TMNT, which I did enjoy. I haven't finished it, but I do enjoy it. They're gonna release a sequel to Mutant Mayhem, thank goodness. But yeah, with the Last Ronin thing, which if you don't know, it was Last Ronin was a story that Eastman and Laird were working on, I think in 1986, 87 as a comic, before the original cartoon was released. Sat in the shelf for years. Kevin Eastman found like the ideas and sketches that he did with Eastman, I think around 2019, 2020. They fleshed it out. They did a 5-part comic series, and in the dark dystopian future, all the turtles are dead except for one. I won't spoil which one is the last Ronin. And it brought on a lot of lapsed turtle fans, but also people like, oh crud, like Ninja Turtles could be serious. It's just like, everybody for years like, oh, Batman's ruined because they thought of the Adam West show, but then the Tim Burton films came out, and then the Nolan trilogy, and then all the different comics like the Killing Joke and the was it the Long Nightmare or Long Halloween? I
The
forgot
Long
the name of that.
Halloween. The Long
Long Halloween.
Halloween. There we
It's
go.
like you could have your silliness, but you could also have your seriousness as
Well,
well.
on
That was
Amazon Prime, they've got "I Wish a Merry Batman" or something. It's clearly, more of a kids, focused animation movie, and they got Lego Batman as well. So you can do it's a similar thing with the turtles. You can do a bit of this, bit of that, and that's it. So there is that. But I reckon we slowly wind down because we've gone through the Christmassy stuff. But there is one question here: is there 51 shorts on the Volume 2 set? Yes, that's because Volume 1 it had 50, but one of them was duplicated from the previous collections earlier, which was the collector's choice. Um,
you should get the quote of from the previous collector's vault. The short that I'm really happy he made on there, A Day at the Zoo, and maybe do this for Jerry Beck and George Feltonstein, where it goes when Elmer goes, "I'm a bad boy." That's how they felt when they realized the error of the duplicated short.
Yes, I think so. But one question that keeps popping up because I'm looking at some of the comments now on this announcement. Obviously, it's a big deal, and someone's already asking, will they have a third volume of the Collector's Vault? It's like, dude, wait till this comes out first. Yeah, but
And
anyway,
start by buying it. There you
yes,
go. Most important thing, buy it. Buy two, buy five, buy 10. Buy me
yes,
one.
that's right. But it's like, okay, how come for Tom and Jerry they were able to release them from the start to finish? How come they did it for Popeye, but they didn't do it for Looney Tunes or whatever? Because again, I have to stress this: the first 100 or so, you're just going to get a mixture of the Boscos and Buddies and stuff that people just honestly the deep cuts. Most people don't care. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sorry to say, no one like. I maintain that they instead of chronological order, just do it by director or something. That would make way more sense. Because
Or I mean, I wish it could happen, but just one time. I don't care how much it costs. I mean, obviously not like several $1,000s, but just do that one time. You know, Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies, the entire golden era, whatever, 1930 to 1969. Start with Sinking in the Bathtub, end with, I apologize for the title, end with Engine Trouble.
yeah,
And just go in one thing. You put all the disclaimers. If the budget allows, get those audio commentaries from the Golden collections, the Platinum collections, throw them on there. That work is already done. The Bugs Bunny collection, throw that on there. And then for shorts, like for example, like the Censored 11 and
going to have it
some of
on
the
a
other
mule.
unsavory ones. Going to Heaven on a Mule, like have like what they did, and again, people were complaining about it a few years ago, and I'm like, shut up. When they did Gone with the Wind on HBO Max, and they had a historian talking about it, and like a panel and discussion, like, yeah, this is you guys are defensive. This is woke. I'm like, this is the way it's supposed to be done. Warner Brothers got it right years ago by releasing the films with a disclaimer. I'm glad they brought back that disclaimer for the Tom and Jerry thing. It's like I would rather have that and then have the shorts uncut. Thank goodness we finally got, Saturday night. I think Saturday Night Puss or Cat, Saturday Night Cat, and Casanova Cat, and and Mouse Cleaning. Finally, we got these shorts out. But also at the same time, this is my public service announcement for my fellow nerds on forums and whatnot. Maybe stop bringing up so much attention and obsessing over the more quote unquote unsavory ones. Like for example, with one of the Popeye ones, like there was a short on there. I was like, holy crap, this is on a
Popeye
set.
a
This
la
is
mode.
amazing. Yeah, Popeye Alamo was like great, but just don't draw a ton of attention to it. But like every day, someone's obsessing over the Central 11. Someone's obsessing over this one. It's just like,
Song of the
you know,
South, another one.
yeah.
That's
It's just
ridiculous.
like I can't think of. It's like yes, I want them released just as much, as a Looney Tune fanatic and historian. But I also understand the sensitivity of these cartoons, and releasing them in a proper context. And to be blunt, sometimes you just want to say, guys, STFU, and just let George and Jerry and these other guys work their magic and stop drawing attention to it.
Let
That's
them
the thing.
cook.
Thank you. Let them cook. And I
Exactly.
see George, or sorry, Jorge writing a few things. Estos amigos es una producción. So these friends are a production of Warner Brothers for TV. Pasaba por aquí. Fantasías animadas de ayer y hoy. So animated cartoons or fantasies of yesterday and today. And he said, have I seen the dubbed? Yes, he's been, yes, Jorge, I've received, sorry, recibí la información de los muñecos y todo lo que pasó en español, pero no, no tengo el tiempo ahora para leer todo. So I don't have the time to read all yet. Once Christmas is over, because he sent me a lot of awesome information. Because I mentioned in the last stream about like the dub things and like how it's weird how when a scene is dubbed in another language, they get rid of all the amazing music that Carl Stalling and Milt Franklin does do re
Do
mi
re mi,
paso.
fellas. So yeah.
Yeah, paso latte. Now I'm doing solfege, but and like he was giving me explanations for it, and it's just I've been swamped with my music stuff, whatever. But it's interesting because when I also talk about it with my mother, because my mother was born and raised in Puerto Rico, and she saw those Spanish dubbed versions, so it gives me more of an explanation. And obviously the dub versions with the Turner stuff and whatnot, gives an explanation for all those things. So, I got the thumbs up. There you go. So,
You got the
thank you,
thumbs up.
Jorge. I appreciate that. Thumbs up. Was it Crazy Cruise? Thumbs up, Doc. Thumbs up.
Because I wish the 40s Superman cartoons be re-released for archive. Yeah, they got the raw. It wouldn't be too much work in the sense that they've already got the raw 4K scans. It's already
Mm-hmm.
there. It's just a matter of doing the proper processing and not scrubbing all the grain and all that stuff. And that's what they did. They stuffed it up completely. Um, but yeah, I'm just thinking what would be a good topic for the new year because obviously, new year, new year means new streams, right?
Indeed.
Indeed.
Hmm.
I reckon we got to do because now that I figured out how to share images and I mean, obviously we got to make sure we share the all important image, the most important image of all time.
Oh God, no.
Of course, we've
Let's see what this guy cooks
yeah,
up.
yeah, I got to share that, of course. I mean, it's yeah. So,
I was thinking either that or like well, one of the many embarrassing clips that you have of me, but also just like Homer with all the cigarettes in his mouth. I was like, no, I don't want cigarettes for Christmas.
no,
I want to look like
I won't share it, but I'll just let people know, and I will not share this. Because, and I promise you, Manny, I will not share it. But
oh God.
I remember I was, sometimes I like for fun to put either his face or my face, or we just do stupid things like just superimpose on the reviews. And there was one I attempted and I failed miserably. It was so bad, I will never ever share it with anyone else. We were talking about holy smoke with all the cigarettes in the mouth and all that. So I attempted to do Manny's face with that, and it was so bad. Oh man, it was like, yeah, turn it off. It was awful. It was awful. You know what? I'm
I was
I'm
like,
gonna
when I
show it
saw,
right now. No, 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 I
I was
won't.
like, when Ralph was like, stop, stop, when he's at the dentist's office. That's how I reacted when I saw it. Why
Yeah,
must you turn my office into a house of lies?
I mean, look, we all know that you downloaded it, and now that's your dating profile pic. Just
Oh, of course, yeah. It's all the ladies are
like,
chiming in.
hey, ladies,
You're-
you want to come to Flavor Country? Just
oh my God, that just reminded me. I have to send it to you. I saw some on one of the Facebook groups. I think Simpsons board posting. Shout out to them; they do great stuff. But it was Homer in Flavor Country, but as Santa Claus. I gotta send you that picture. It is hilarious. And I think
yeah.
instead of cigarettes, it's candy canes.
But oh dear. But yes, yes. So not everything makes it makes the cut. Basically,
Yes.
Yeah,
He has
some of
plenty of stuff to blackmail me on, so
that's right. That's right. Is this you? And just a that face.
just do your version of the rock bottom segment. Mr. Cruz, what are you doing? Oh no, get away. Oh no, no.
Yeah,
Ah!
like that. I think we gotta do the lobby card idea next. What do you think? The
the
MGM ones, the Tom and Jerry
oh
awful.
yeah. Oof.
We got to see
Oh,
it. We got to show people just how why they're so infamous and
oh
just
God.
terrible, in comparison to. I mean, like even I've noticed people who are the biggest Tom and Jerry fans. They all at least acknowledge that the cartoons at least look beautiful and they're beautifully animated and all that stuff, even if it's not the cup of tea. But man, those.
Those I don't I forgot who's the probably somebody could chime in. Maybe Camden, since he's here. But talking about I forgot. I have to look. It's in one of the books of the person who drew those lobby cards. Because yeah, when it comes to the actual cartoons themselves, like cream of the crop in terms of budget, it was Disney and MGM. Like they definitely. But it's crazy too because like when you show, I don't you might notice this, Anthony, with your kids, or just like with younger people in general, since they're not used to seeing like that hand drawn animation as much, whatever. And you like even you look at Warner stuff, and it's like this was considered low budget, and it still blows away so much stuff from today. Like we didn't mention this short, it's a Christmas one, but it's obviously not the funniest short in the world. But the artistry of Bedtime for Sniffles, that cartoon is gorgeous. I love the backgrounds. I love the animation. Is it a great short? No. But musically I also like it too. But just like again, this was low budget and it still looks amazing 85 years later.
100%. Um, I actually noticed one comment as well while you're talking because I'm looking at some of these comments about this announcement. So of course, I like to look at some of the legitimately great comments, and then I like to just laugh at some of the really awful ones. And no, I'm not going to mention names, but one person wrote something really interesting. Goes, still no upgrades from Porky 101. And our mutual buddy Matt Hunter, seen here in this picture, no kidding, is like he goes, he knows that George and Jerry have expressed a desire to revisit Porky 101. No, guys, this is not an announcement. This is not a trade secret or anything like that. This is just a
Breaking
comment,
news.
okay? And he suspects that's why the cartoons have not appeared in any collector's volumes. And honestly, if that is true,
Yes, please.
Jerry has commented that we might get our wish on a lot of stuff that's been high in demand next year. So could well be Porky 101 may well come out in an upgraded form. But no, nothing of the sort has been announced. I'm just saying what I've read in the comments.
Could we get so if we do the re-release of Porky 101, can we have for certain cartoons two audio tracks? The actual track of the original cartoon, and then a second one where we have Porky's Tire Trouble music Monday morning
Morning.
playing
Yeah.
just for that good old 2017 nostalgic feel.
That's why, yeah, because 2017 will be nostalgic for some people, I guess. It's like, but yeah, I think I've said it before in the previous stream. That set, brilliant. It's a fantastic idea, beautiful number, 101. But yeah, it's the execution, and it's not Jerry's fault. It's no one's fault except the money men, the bean counters, I guess. But
Thank you. Okay, I knew Camden would come to the rescue. See, he is useful after, and besides insulting me,
he's useful. He is useful once in a while. No, I
once in a
kid. I
while,
kid. I kid.
broken
No,
clock is right twice a day. No, but
that's
he,
true.
I was trying to remember the name, but he said Bella. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Bella Reiger did those posters. He also did those equally awful Hal Roach ones. I have not seen these Hal Roach ones. Ooh, it's time to go down the wabbit hole of that one. I'd love to see these.
After you watch the Ninja Rap, of course.
Oh, of course,
Again,
on a loop in
that's right.
in 4K.
In 4K, Dolby Atmos,
Of
Chef's
course.
kiss, of course. Oh, and by the way, I finally found out. Okay, audio commentaries on select animated shorts. It is written in there. I just completely missed it. It's like buried. Like it was under the approximate running time. I just didn't see it. So yes, the volume 2 will have the commentaries, and it's a shame that they didn't pour them over for the first volume. But what are you going to do? I hope somebody got fired for that blunder and all that jazz. So once again, I want to shout out the Unfold Collective. I see someone's already scanned the QR code, so I appreciate that, and I'm
Woo!
sure they appreciate it, and I appreciate them for being patient with me when I was, legitimately like I wasn't feeling well. I had to take time off work as well. I really wasn't that
Yeah.
Um,
I got sick last week as well. I was supposed to do a Christmas concert, I think like the 14th, 15th, as well as several church services. I had a cold. Luckily, it was just like a cold, but it did kick my butt for a few days, and I lost a good chunk of money in the process. And it's unfortunate too because like I was supposed to sing "Oh Holy Night." I love that song. I'm actually singing it for Christmas Eve. And if you want, if you follow me on YouTube, if you subscribe to Emmanuel Cruz, the Toonie Tenor, I have a clip of me singing "Oh Holy Night." So if you want to listen to that, I'd appreciate it. And then listen to me sing, and then listen to me ramble, ramble on Anthony shit. Camden, why are you doing this to me? But where is the wizard's key? And my response is, what the hell are you talking about?
yeah, yeah. So make sure you follow Manny's channel, which is Manny Cruz, the Wizard Key
The
Finder.
wizard's key, and then now I got to start doing the commentaries like database, which, in case you guys don't know, where's the wizard's key? Was it? I think not Mel Blanc. I think who was it? Matt Groening, I think. Hey,
Hates. McGrady
he
hates him. Yeah.
he hates data. That's Nancy Cartwright doing database, but he hates that voice.
Well, as you know, Mel Blanc does the voice, like that kind of like a really just drone, really awful drone. I
Um,
actually had one comment recently that someone goes, "Wow, you're an awful commentator." It's like, well, you can't please everyone. Look, I've got a thick skin, all right? I'm not gonna post this person's name and it's like, dox this person. He offended me, that kind of thing.
You
No,
have
no,
a cool accent. Like every time I hear you, I was like, "Oh my god, it's a cool little Aussie accent. I love it." You're like,
no.
it's like however I feel like when I hear like a British person or an Aussie or an Irish person talking, I'm like, "Here's me with my lame North Jersey accent." Like, "Oh, big deal. Who cares?"
I think some people are put off by the Aussie accent for whatever reason, and again, I can't fix that. If people don't like it, well, there's the door. I don't care. I'll talk how I talk. I mean, I will improve my delivery on things. Like I'm always trying to improve on that. That's should go without saying. But anyway, I go to this person's channel, and I'm thinking, okay, if he doesn't like if he doesn't like my voice, whatever. Okay, I'm just curious, and of course, his channel, his playlist, or whatever, which for some reason I'm not set on private, was full of things, the most annoying commentators I've heard. Just people, and a lot of them, and half of them sound even AI generated too. So go figure.
Hello and welcome for Anthony Talk of Cartoons. You
I'll
got to
do
do it like that.
no, I'll do like the ASMR or something like them. And in this commentary, we are talking about buddies, bear cats, cats, cats. It would just take me maybe 10 hours of doing that.
There's I mean they don't do it anymore, but there's a Ninja Turtle channel that I like called the Turtle Nexus that they had an AI voice for a while now, like good videos about turtle history, but you could tell it's like it's AI because like certain words they would pronounce it like like for example, um like uh like a core or like record or record or like certain words that depending on the context you pronounce them differently. And then like for certain things that like the Utrons, the little race pink aliens that Krang the villain was based off of, it's like, and in the comic books the Utrons, and I'm like, oh god, it's AI. And or they don't even sometimes they don't even bother saying the word, they just spell it.
Welcome to Anthony's Animation Talk. This is a commentary for buddies, bear cats. That kind of like it's just. I mean, it's not actually. AI voice. I mean, it is improving. I mean, for better or worse, it is getting better. It's not that stilted, but you can still tell. You just know it. You know,
Hmm.
and you'll know it's not me and it's AI when it says that Buddy's Bear Cats is objectively not a great cartoon. So you already know we know
Oh
all that.
yeah.
But yeah, but that's it. Look, again, you can't please everyone, and I actually had some person. says that because I'm an Aussie, I'm not allowed to discuss, not like no joke, not allowed to discuss American filmmaking because it's an American art form. And they were also upset that there's one person in TCM. She's also an Aussie. I forgot her name. I do apologize. She's also talking about American film history. It's like, why are you guys talking about our history? Uh,
So
uh,
so that means we can't watch anything with Nicole Kidman. We can't watch anything with Hugh Jackman.
No,
Can't watch
just
anything with
discussing
Mel
film
Gibson.
history.
Yeah, but that's
This person was equating it to like me talking about African American history or something, which
that's a
we
bit. That's a completely different thing.
I'll do it to a point in relation to cartoons as best as I can, but then I sort of let others sort of help me with that.
Yeah.
We're just talking general film history here. This person was complaining. I had to block her because it's like it's a stupid thing. The stupidest comment I've ever seen. It's one thing to challenge my opinions. It's one thing to say, "Hey, actually, you're wrong. It's actually this or whatever." But to say I'm not allowed. I mean, what? So Aussies can't talk about jazz music because we can't talk about animation because that's an American thing. Well, I will say newsflash to this person. It was the Aussies that did the very first feature length film ever, which is Story of Ned Kelly in 1900 and something. It was, but I mean, most of it's
Ah,
lost, unfortunately. But yeah, that is the very first feature length movie ever made.
I did
Um,
not know that. And see, and this is a little tangent, a pet peeve of mine. It's actual lost media. You cannot find a physical copy,
you can only
as
find
opposed,
snippets.
yeah, as opposed to, you've heard me say this before, but all the stuff, the lost media crowd, like, oh my god, this episode of this show, it's like I came up with this term. People could run with it. They could not. Inaccessible media. It
Yes.
exists in an archive. It exists on, I don't know, on videotape. A master exists in an archive that is unavailable to the general public. For example, on a sad note, there's the WWE footage, WWF, of when the great wrestler Owen Hart, when he died in the middle of the pay per view. The footage exists, but
Yeah.
it will never be released. It's in the WWE archives, and I think there's a specific instruction: do not release, do not play. It exists, but
Yeah.
it's inaccessible. If the master was gone, if the videotape is gone, the majority of silent films are lost media. They do not exist.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that lost media, the ending of the heckling hair. Now that we talked
Yeah.
about it, since it's gonna be a new set, I would love to see the ending of heckling hair,
Hmm.
but that is, Schlesinger had it snipped from the camera negative and thrown in the trash. Completely lost the time.
Yeah, the Magnificent Ambersons lost footage of that Orson Welles had before the studio recut it without his permission. That's lost. There've been a few leads, hopefully be found. It'd be nice if it was randomly found, but it is lost. I believe one Silent Lauren Hardy is genuinely lost. I know for the longest time one Three Stooges was lost, but they found it in, guess where? Australia. They found it. There
Hey,
we go. They found it
down
here.
under.
Down under, in a shed out back. Um, yeah,
Oh,
with the kangaroos. Uh,
kangaroos. I see. But
but
sorry, Pepito wrote, "I love your accent." Who, mine or his? Or
both,
maybe both.
if when our accents merge together, we become like the Beatles. We become harmonious, become one. But here's a screenshot anyway of the Ned Kelly movie, which only fragments survive. And they've been preserved, but the full thing is legitimately lost. But yes, it is the very first. 1906 was the year, so very early. And you can understand why that kind of thing didn't survive,
Yeah.
which is kind of sad. But not much we can really do about that. And there's also some Doctor Who. I mean, I never,
You read my mind. I was literally about to say Doctor Who. The
like some of
first
that's
few.
lost. There's so much legitimate lost media that's lost. It just does not exist. There was a show like in the UK, and unfortunately even 1 or 2 years here in Australia, they did this stupid cost cutting measure where they would reuse tapes. The bean counters thought, oh, we can save some money by reusing the tapes, right? Because they did a lot of
Mhm.
things on video. And unfortunately, as a result, a lot of stuff ended up being totally lost because it wasn't backed up at all. There was an Australian show called Countdown that was includes some very important musical acts, some of which were
Ah,
before their
man.
popularity. And yeah, they saved a fair chunk of them, and that was through them literally getting the masters and putting them in like a trunk. Well, we say boot, you guys say trunk of the car, and just you know preserving it
Did,
basically.
did you guys look in the tunk?
Oh, you must mean trunk.
The I probably somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but like another big issue is I haven't seen, I mentioned before I haven't seen all of Dragon Ball. And for years whenever I would listen to it, and because now I prefer watching in Japanese, but whenever you see it, like the audio sucks. It's terrible. It's like, wait, this is what they sound like in Japan. But then like I've seen clips and I have episodes of the show with the original Japanese broadcast audio. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like Japanese, like electronics have always been high quality. And I'm hearing it's like this sounds phenomenal. It doesn't sound muffled and weird or whatever. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think this was a YouTube channel I saw a few years ago. Again, Huey, you probably might know this, but in a cost cutting measure, I think Toei Animation. I think he had the because I don't know if it look. I think it's on 16 millimeter film, and I don't know if like the audio is separate from the video, but it's like the actual, I think the tape that they had for the audio tracks, they erased over it and had to use it for something else. And we have the original Japanese broadcast audio because people recorded it back then.
Mm.
And it's cool that they take like the upgraded footage from the Dragon boxes that came out. I have the American Dragon boxes, but the audio sucks. And then somebody took that Dragon box footage, splice it with the Japanese broadcast audio, and it's like that's the definitive version there. But you know, I
There's even
doubt it'll be
even
one
video
day.
games. They had to literally recreate some games from scratch because the original files do not exist anymore. Final Fantasy VIII, for the longest time, was just not available aside from the original PlayStation version because they lost all the assets. They had to recreate everything.
Wow. See, I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's like a 50-hour game. Like it's a massive game. It's a great game. Flawed, but I like it. It's probably into Final Fantasy. We could go on and on about that, but at the end of the day, oh, there's another thing I want to shout out as well. In terms of upcoming release, aside from the new that 1977 Flintstones show, which hey, I love the Flintstones. I'm still going to get it. Okay, I know it's not the greatest, but hey, one archive, I'm still going to buy that. But the other one, Thad Komorowski, he announced through Classic Flicks, through his Cartoon Logic. He's got his own little label. They released one volume of the 1920 Silence, but they're going to release a collection of the famous studio um, releases. So with all new restorations as well. So I believe he's really said Sheep Shape is going to be on there from 1946. So that'll be interesting. I'll be definitely buying that, and expect a review from the first set in the new year. But I'll be definitely getting that new release as well.
Now I got the now you said the famous who did the novel tunes theme. That's a really cool theme song.
Yeah. And what else is cool? My merch store is finally up. Yes, if you and so I've changed the QR code. This is my merch store. So some people seem to want to wear my logo. Well, go nuts. There you go. I've done it for you. But I felt kind of weird doing that. I didn't want to create a merch store just for that. It's just I don't know. I feel weird about it. But I've always had this idea. I've always loved the harmonizing shorts, where as flawed as they are, they got some really wonderful, wacky characters in those. So I've basically looked at some of the really weird designs of some of those in the public domain stuff. So I've taken some of the imagery and just made some really cool images. So whatever you see in the shop is something that I myself would actually buy for myself. And I'm going to order a few shirts and I'm going to promote this merch store as well. But go nuts. Definitely check it out. It's now finally linked to YouTube as well. So you'll be able to click the store in the YouTube channel itself. And I'm updating designs all the time. I'll even give you a hint of one I'm going to upload shortly. It's like I'll just download the actual file. I'm going to do that as we speak. But I'll just this is just some nice little ideas I've got. Because again, I just love the designs of the whole harmonizing era and even 1920s as well. So I'll share it now with you guys. Image ducks.
That's speaking of merch, like that's something that we were
There you
saying a
go.
few
Look
days.
at that. See,
Oh, it says uploading ducks.
ducks. Well, I
Ducks.
have to name it something. It's uploading it because it's actually a bigger file. Because I need to on T Public. You need to have. There you go. What do you think of that?
Ah, okay.
You like that?
That's
The
what
booze
cartoon is that
hangs.
from?
The booze hangs high.
Booze hangs high. Okay, cool.
I
It'll
love
be
these
cool.
designs. I love them.
You could take those ducks and maybe put them on Abbey Road.
I could.
Ah,
I could. I
yeah.
could. But yeah, no trademark characters. So you're not going to see Bosco. You're not going to see Buddy. You're not going to even Bugs Bunny. Like I could go to a public domain Bugs Bunny and technically use frames from that.
Mm,
Technically, but the problem with that is because they're trademarked characters, they could argue that I'm using their trademark to promote my store. That's a big no-no, even though it's from a public domain product. It's too tricky. So I'm keeping it to these really bizarre looking background characters that I adore myself. So yeah,
now that I did, I just thought of the horse when he gets drunk at the end of Lady Play Your Mandolin.
stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna.
That's a great. That would be a great one to do when
Yeah,
he does that really weird grin near the end of
yeah.
the cartoon.
Exactly. And T Public, that what they do is they've got two levels of artists, if you will. They got one which they say it way more politely than me, but they're for the slop people. Okay, they're the people that will upload tons of either AI generated slop or hundreds of these designs with no rhyme or reason just to make a quick buck. And they do not promote those stores at all. You can make a store, you can do this, but you will not get the best cut out of the sales and you will not get the best promotion. They, upon reviewing what I was doing, they've already bestowed upon me the artisan one. So they will,
Ooh.
but they told me I should add like 25 designs or whatever, and but so yeah, so let me know, guys. Check out the store. I will again order my own merch. I actually will probably order a t-shirt with my own logo to wear for the channel for these live streams, especially. But um, yeah, I think that'll do it. What do you think, Manny? Next stream we'll do the whole lousy lobby cards, huh?
I saw just one comment from the missus.
From the
What
misses.
from well, not mine, yours. I can tell you my all-time, like I guess favorite film. Is it favorite Christmas film or favorite film in general? So in terms of movies, what can we discuss Christmas movie? I
We'll say
can tell you.
Christmas.
Okay, Christmas. I mean, my all-time favorite movie is Ghostbusters. Um, I don't know because I haven't seen a lot of Christmas films, and I mentioned it today to a coworker, but I'm like, I have not seen Home Alone in many years. I definitely need to do a rewatch. So I guess you say Home Alone because obviously it's a great film, so quotable. Keep the change, you filthy animal. And
Is that what you is that what you say whenever you buy pizza? Yeah.
yeah, keep the change, you filthy animal.
It's
Like,
like Manny, are you having a stroke?
yeah. And of
But
course, one
yeah.
of the products of the Garden State, the great Joe Pesci, is one of the wet bandits in the film, and
Why
Daniel
you think
Stern
you
as
think you
well.
think I'm a clown? Like I'm trying to do that
What
accent.
do
I
you think I'm
can't.
a? What do you think I'm a clown? I'm here to amuse you.
I'm here
You
to
know,
amuse you. Are you am I a comedian to you? Like I gotta really work on that. I'll get
is
there.
it
Maybe that's my New Year's resolution. Yeah.
is it David or Daniel Stern in the film? I forget.
Oh, because I know that.
Yeah, because his brother worked on The Simpsons. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that.
Daniel Stone is in the Home Alone. Daniel. Yeah.
Okay, and his brother worked on. Yeah, his brother was a writer on The
And
Simpsons.
mine's Christmas Vacation, which Kathy also wrote. Yeah, yeah. So
I've never.
that is my favorite Christmas one of all time. But Home Alone is a very close second. I know it's an obvious choice, but I've tried a few others like Scrooged. People, like with Bill Murray. I didn't care too much for it. I tried, but anyway, I
Ghostbusters 2 takes place a little bit during Christmas. Speaking of
yes.
Bill Murray.
Well, we watched. Kathy and I watched. We hadn't seen it for a while. Trading Places, and that part of that is takes place in Christmas,
Mm.
and that's an excellent movie. That one moment is kind of cringy when you got Dan Aykroyd doing the Jamaican blackface.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But aside from that, it's still pretty funny. Um,
Die
but yeah,
Hard.
uh, I like Die Hard. Yeah, that's a good one. But is it a Christmas movie? Well, I guess you could also
the
say Batman Returns. That takes place in Christmas. So
the controversy remains. You don't know how many times they're like, "It's a Christmas Die Hard." Yes, it
uh,
is.
I
It
don't
isn't.
know. But if but one Netflix movie, I think Noel or whatever it's called, that's an excellent animated film around Christmas, and that's an excellent one. So yeah. But I think we'll wrap it up here. I'm gonna have my lunch, and in the new year we'll set up another live stream. We'll figure out a date or whatever. And until then, guys, I hope you all enjoy your Christmas and New Year. I'm gonna take a bit of a break. There will be new reviews coming out still while I'm taking a small break, and I will also you know revisit 1936 and all that stuff in the new year. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I gotta work on my Manny's music time. I mean, I love doing them, but I gotta. I think the next one is Let It Be Me. I think it's the next one I gotta
Yeah,
do.
one
Let
of
It Be.
those. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But in any case, thanks for watching, guys. I'll say, and until next time, take care. There we go. I'll say that. Oh, it's like say the line.
Say the line. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year. If you don't celebrate any of them, enjoy this time of the year. As I'm jealous of you because you get to enjoy the warm weather and I'm freezing my tush off. So
That's it.
enjoy the end of the year, folks. And in all seriousness, the best to you and your family, your friends. Take care of yourselves and make 2026 bring everybody who's listening and everybody around the world just make things a better place for all and to all. In my case, not you. To all, a good night.
Exactly. And may 2026 finally bring a restored Buddies Bearcats.
More cartoons.
Exactly. All right. Bye, guys. See ya.
Bye.